Hi, welcome to the We Can Do It Women TV show, and I'm your host, Deborah Morrison, and I am privileged to interview today We Can Do It woman, Dotty Scott. Dotty, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Deborah. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm delighted to have you here. So give us an idea from whence you started. How about the early days?
Oh, Dottie's early days. I grew up on a small farm outside of a little town called Walla Walla, Washington.
Wait a minute. Walla Walla, Washington. That's a mouthful. Okay, go ahead.
And I raised sheep, of all things. And we grew our own vegetables, grew everything. We were self-sustainable, which, back then, that was just a way of life. It wasn't something that I realized nowadays is not a way of life. It's like, I didn't know how good I had it.
There you are. There you are. I bet you learned a lot of formative lessons, though, from that farm life, yes?
Oh, yes. I learned responsibility. I had to take care of the animals. I had discipline to feed them on time, to do all of the other stuff that needs to be done. I mean, I started when I was probably 8 with dealing with responsibilities of the farm.
So then, fast forward, how did those life lessons and that training translate into how you practice today?
It has a lot to do with it, really. Did you know, Deborah, that I'm actually an introvert, a classic introvert? I would much rather stand on the side and observe everybody and watch and have nothing to do with talking and mixing and mingling.
Okay.
But I realized you can't grow a business that way.
There you go.
So I had the discipline to teach myself how to move past that, things that I can do to work in my business that work for introverts.
Yes.
Because not every business owner is an extrovert. In fact, I would say 80% of them are introverts. And we get really stuck in the minutia of how do I run my business and hide at the same time? So I have this mantra in my business where I take my clients from invisible to invincible online.
Oh, wait a minute. Speak right into the camera. That line is golden.
From invisible to invincible.
Amazing. Now, this from an introvert. So all you introverts and those that this discipline that you have adopted, Dotty, to enable you to speak in front of large groups and so forth. Talk to us about the component of video, because sometimes that's a little bit off-putting, even to an extrovert. They're not so comfortable behind the camera. How do you coach your people to be comfortable and to produce excellent videos?
I teach them. I hold their hand a little bit if they need it. But video is such an important aspect of the whole online universe. It gives you the ability to show up in a search result more than one time.
Excellent.
So, you could have your website show up, your videos show up, some search results. I have several videos that show up. But as far as what video has done for me, besides elevating my search engine optimization and where I get ranked and found and all of that, it taught me 2 very good lessons. So when I started off on this adventure very early in my business, I had more time than I did clients.
Yes, of course.
And so I promised myself I would do a video a week.
Oh, good.
For a year, to give it that time to see if this strategy would work. And what it did for me was, well, first, it catapulted my business. But here's the thing that it really did for me. I could walk into a large chamber meeting, and networking as an introvert, networking is painful.
Yes.
It is scary, painful.
Yeah.
And it started out as me being the person that was on the wall just kind of looking at people and not really getting anything out of it.
Anybody relate to that?
Yeah.
Not really wanting to go mingle? Okay.
Exactly. And after about 2 months or so of sending these videos out, put them on social media, and this was way back when it was just basically Facebook and Twitter. A few on LinkedIn, but
yes.
All the rest of them weren't around.
Exactly.
And people would come up to me at these networking events and start a conversation with me as if they knew me. And that's the key, because I could talk about anything that they saw on one of those videos because it was all, just stuff out of my head, part of my business, all of that. Super easy to talk to.
Yeah, it like the video really helped you ice break, right?
It
People
did.
are approaching you. You're not having to say, hi,
I'm not breaking into these small little groups
clicks.
that felt like clicks. Exactly. They're coming up to me and asking questions. And they're talking to me as if I know them when I didn't. So that was a little, thing to get used to. But it was amazing what that did for my business, for my confidence, for growing my business. I mean, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, I mean, that's just such a great nugget. Now, you just talked about in the day, Facebook and maybe some Twitter thrown in sideways, but talk to us about the way you help your clients expand their universe. Maybe they're just kind of like in this Facebook and LinkedIn rut, and maybe it's some of the perils of that and how you help them through that.
Well, I actually teach my clients that you want to repurpose everything you do.
Repurpose everything you do.
Everything. From a blog post, you can turn a blog post into a video. You can add a video to a blog post. You can take a longer video, and I do this a lot, break them down into short little snippets.
You do that nuggets. So well. She does that so well. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. I'll interview people. I'll break them down for them, all of that kind of stuff. And then they have that to put out into their social media. I use it too, of course.
Of course. Yes.
But repurposing everything, because, as a solopreneur, I wear all the hats. I do everything in my business.
Yes.
There's no way I could have put out those one video a week. That's 52 videos a year, and I actually did it for 2 years. And then I became too busy, and I didn't have the time.
You became too busy because you attracted so many new clients.
Exactly. But anyway, so the repurposing of these lets you save your time, because you've put all the work into, let's say, creating a video. You've put all the work into it. Why not use it everywhere? And you know what? The platforms that are going to work for you, you're going to quickly see more engagement. You're going to see commenting. You're going to see people sharing. And then other platforms, maybe the same video's not getting the traction you want. Lean more into the platform that is. So you're saving time by testing everything.
Yes.
And then going forward with what works for your business.
And even for the entrepreneur that's too busy to do that themselves, when you're their coach, you do that and come back and say, hey, LinkedIn isn't working so well. We got to do something different. Maybe we do a carousel or something. I think this is brilliant. And that, people say, I don't have enough time. I wish I had more time. Well, this is a perfect way to leverage your time.
We all have the same amount of time. It's what we choose to do with it.
All right, now hold that thought. We're going to take a quick station break, and we have a really good tip to come back with, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Let me introduce you to Deborah Morrison. If you're a woman who thinks her best years are behind her, we're here to tell you your best chapter is just beginning. Join the We Can Do It Women Facebook group. It's more than a community, it's a revolution. Reclaim your dreams, master your finances, and unleash your potential. We're just getting started. Join now, and let's make the rest of our lives the best of our lives. We can do it, women. Join us today.
Welcome back to the We Can Do It Women Show. I'm your host, Deborah Morrison, and we're continuing our convo with Dotty Scott from premiumwebsites.net. And Dotty, so often entrepreneurs that don't have a website or have a website, they're not really sure how effective it is. So tell us one of the little tricks and the tools, if you will, that you use to give that entrepreneur the confidence to continue working with you.
Sure. I teach somebody, one of my clients, I will teach them how to manage the website themselves, how to add information to it, how to keep it current, how to blog if they want to learn how to blog, all of those, or I do it for you.
Nice.
It just depends on the person, whether they have the time, the energy, the desire, or whether their time is better spent with whatever they are an expert in.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? Be able to swim in your own lane and rely upon you to do this. Now, some people also think, oh, when I get the website, then my phone's just going to ring off the hook. Talk to us about that.
Well, a lot of people are under the myth that once you do your website, it's done and you can just check that off your list, your marketing list, and never revisit it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Once your website is done, that's the beginning of your journey.
That's right.
And so what you want to do is your website will grow and evolve with your business.
There you go.
It is a living, breathing asset of your business. And as you grow, as you change, as you add things to your practice, remove things from your practice, your site is going to be reflective of that all along.
Yes.
So it's a journey. It's not a destination.
Oh, that's a beautiful way of putting it. So a lot of people haven't, put their name into Google. Talk to us about an exercise that you do with your clients.
Yes. And if you haven't done this, you should do this.
Yes.
You just Google your name, and you can Google your business name and your actual name.
That's right.
And see what comes up. Okay. Make note of that.
Or doesn't come up.
Or doesn't come up. Okay. And now here's the real trick. Do the same exercise for your competitor.
Oh,
Whoever your top competitors are, and see what comes up for them. And if they have, for example, a directory that's showing up really strong and up high, and you don't have your free listing in whatever that directory is, now you know what you need to go do.
excellent.
Yes.
So
So
you have directories like what? Yelp, and give us some examples.
it could be Yelp, it could be Mantra, it could be, there's thousands, literally thousands of directories out there. And a lot of them, you didn't even set up the profile because they start pulling from your Google business, actually.
That's it.
They pull those, create those from that. But what you really want to pay attention to with your competitors, what is working in your industry for them? And have you taken advantage of that same tool, whatever it is, for you? Usually the answer is no.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not because they don't know how. It's not hard. It's because you don't think about it. You're in your zone of genius and you're doing whatever it is that you do. This is what I do.
That's it.
And I teach my clients how to do these things on a small scale so it builds over time.
And I know you've told me how effective videos in particular are to increase the number of Google listings for yourself. So talk to me about the difference between before they have worked with you and they Google their name, and after working with you, they Google their name.
One of my very first clients that came on way back in the day is a massage therapist. And she works at a chiropractic clinic she did back then. And she pretty much got her customers as referrals from the chiropractor. And that was really it. So we created her a website. And when I tell you she was technologically challenged, I had to set up her email and teach her how to use it.
So you're taking the people from embryonic to genius.
Yes, exactly. And I talked to her just the other day, and she has occasionally in the past called me up and said things like, Dotty, I need you to shut my website off. And I'm like, let's talk about this. We don't necessarily want to shut it all off because, as we all know, your marketing goes like this. Your business goes like this. So you don't want your website off when you're in a trough.
There you go.
It doesn't work. You will quickly be out of business. So we walked through alternatives and things that she can do to handle the traffic that she's getting on her site. And she's in a really good place. She has doubled her income year over year. She's no longer at a chiropractic clinic. She has her own office. She makes her own hours, and she is booked out 2 months in advance.
Well, this is exactly the point. When your website genius expands her business to that level, now she can say, I'm booked for 2 months. I have a waiting list. Boy, nothing gets attention like a scarcity principle, right?
Yes.
And boy, people are like, oh, I want to, and call me, if you have a cancellation. Is that how it works?
That's how it's working now for her, yes.
Beautiful.
And she is in a very happy place.
Beautiful. So then if a person hasn't expanded to have a Google listing and so forth, I mean, you have certainly expanded all of the venues, if you will, not all of them. I'm sure there's something popping up every moment. But the value, Dotty, of moving beyond what you have already done, because it is an evolving practice. And so talk to us about some of the lesser known, perhaps, and Google listing is even one of them that I hadn't had for a long time.
Yes, a lot of people have this fear of creating a Google listing.
There you go.
They're free, and they have been for as long as I've been in business, which is almost 20 years now.
20 years.
And but the fear is, I'll tell you where it comes from.
Yeah.
It comes from the fact that anybody can leave you a review.
Oh.
And so they live in fear of getting that negative review. But I'm here to tell you, you want a less than perfect score.
Nice. That's a nugget right there.
Yes.
All right, talk to us about that.
I did my own unscientific experiment about 10 or 15 years ago. I walked into a restaurant, and I just walked up to, it was actually a coffee shop, walked up to some tables. We're talking to people like, do you leave reviews? Yes, no, why not? Do you use reviews? That's what I was really asking. Do you use them before making a buying decision?
Smart.
I was surprised how many people said something to the effect of, I look up every business before I do business with them. I look at their reviews, and if they have a perfect score, that is a red flag.
It means they have a big family.
Right. It means that they've manipulated something. It's like people with common sense, hopefully these are your customers.
Yes.
They know that you can't please 100% of the people 100% of the time. But the review opportunity, when someone leaves you a bad review, there's an opportunity there to turn it into a good review.
Absolutely.
Because people want to know how, especially if you're a service provider, how you deal with problem clients.
Your response, right?
Yes, your response to that review. And they want to know how you deal with it. Are you paying attention to what people say? Are you using it to maybe improve your service where you fell short in some area? So it's an opportunity, and having a 4.5 is actually better than having a 5 when it comes to that.
Well, speaking of numbers, I know you're going to accentuate everybody's numbers and their revenue. So how can people reach you, Dotty?
Well, I can be found at premiumwebsites.net. From there, you can schedule an appointment. You can call me, and believe me, I answer my own phone.
Oh my gosh, an anomaly. We're going to take a quick station break. We'll be right back for more wisdom from Dotty Scott. Thank you. Welcome back to the We Can Do It Women Show, and I'm your host, Deborah Morrison, and I am so delighted to be speaking with Dotty Scott of premiumwebsites.net. You're going to want to go there because she is magical. Now, Dotty, you have been in this business for over 20 years, and you've certainly seen a whole lot of evolution. Talk to us now about where you think the present, where we are in the present, and how you're helping clients, and where you envision us going in the future.
That's a great question, Deborah. As far as the future goes, AI is the future.
Yes, indeed.
I have a lot of clients right now that are running scared.
Yes.
Either they think it's going to distract them, it's going to disrupt their business.
Or destroy them.
They'll have to find a new career, but I'm here to tell you that's not the case.
Hope. She's given us hope.
Yes. I go through a lot of different AI tools, and I have a few that I like to use. I then share those with my customers because you can actually go down an hour and hours and hours that you lose going down a rabbit hole trying to figure out AI.
Isn't that true?
And a lot of it, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the programs coming out are junk.
Yes, of course.
So wouldn't you like to be able to use the ones that actually are productive in our business instead of wasting our time?
Yeah, I would like Dotty to give me the cliff notes, if you will. Now I'm dating myself. So yes, how do you do that for clients?
I do. Cliff Notes. Yes, I know what those are. We basically, well, I teach people. I love to teach people. I am a website designer,
Sure.
but I'm a teacher at heart.
Yes.
And I love to see business owners not just survive, but thrive. And I give them the tools to do that.
Absolutely.
And I use them all. I test them all first. There's a lot of things I've tested, Deborah, that I would never show any client whatsoever.
Yeah.
And there's other things that I can bring to the light to help you.
Yes.
One thing that I want to make sure people understand is that AI, which is artificial intelligence, is an opportunity for you to grow your business. I have been able to add products to my offerings that prior to AI, I couldn't have done. I just couldn't. I didn't have the time, the resources, whatever. But by adding these tools into my business, I free up the time so that I can do other things.
Yes.
And as a solopreneur, that is key for business growth.
And a lot of the clients for whom you make websites or edit their websites, update their websites, are the smaller business person. And you just appeal to that kind of a person because you answer your phone, you receive them in at whatever level of prowess they have, and you teach them where is going to be the best avenue for their dollars and their exposure. Yes?
Yes, that is exactly it. In fact, I love working with solopreneurs and small business owners. That is my niche. And because the reason I like that is because that's who I am.
Absolutely.
And I've been where you are.
That's it.
And that's why a lot of people hire me, is because I can relate to the exact situation that they may be experiencing at that point in time. And I can tell them what I did to get past that. And if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, we'll find another solution.
And even though she admits to being an introvert, coming here, she got a sandwich at an airport restaurant and tells a story.
Yes. I'd almost forgotten about that story. While waiting for a layover at an airport, the bartender took my payment, read my card, it said premium websites on it. And he's like, "Do you build websites?" I thought, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, what's your niche? What do you do? Who do you love to work with?" And I said, "Well, one of my niches happens to be contractors.
Yeah.
And there's several other ones, but I like helping small business owners succeed." He goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm a contractor. I'm a general contractor. I don't have a website. I need your services. Let's connect." So it can happen anywhere.
It's a beautiful story. And it is so indicative of the way you do relate to people. And when the small business person is seen, they're going to latch on and stay with you and stay with you and stay with you, because you're going to continue to direct their exposure messaging, if you will. So talk to us about how that may have been in evolution, particularly in this past six months, 12 months.
Well, remember how we started.
Yes.
I'm going to bring a small business owner from invisible to invincible. That is what I do in my business. However that plays out for you, it could be in your business extremely different than the person standing right next to you. So we talk about what your goals are. So I'm not just a pretty website designer.
That's right. And you are that and more.
But I actually get into your business a little bit and I ask you, what are your goals? What are you doing? What have you done that didn't work? What do we want to try next? And guide you through all of the little different things and paths and strategies and tools that are available out there for you. But we want to use the ones that'll work for you.
And then the testing that is involved, and then the retooling as it's necessary. It's so invaluable. So you, I know, are a We Can Do It woman, but I'd kind of like you to opine, and Nicole, about how you have really come into being a We Can Do It woman.
Certainly. To me, We Can Do It women means that as a woman in a male-dominated industry, and I'll tell you, everything I've ever done from 11 years old and up has been in a male-dominated industry.
Yes.
But as a woman, we can adapt and survive. And not only survive, but thrive, because we have a different way of looking at things.
Yes, we do.
We have a different way of communicating with people. And all of that needs to pull in to, I'm a We Can Do It woman.
That's right. And you are single mom. I mean, you have just so many accolades I can express, and you'll find more on her website. So as people move into engaging with you and you directing them towards the various templates and so forth with AI, this creates more time for them to maybe take some time off. We sometimes say, gives more time to spend in your business. How about taking a vacation when you haven't had one in the last 3 years? So talk to us about that kind of time expansion that you give entrepreneurs.
Well, I give it to myself first. And,
Absolutely.
you know, they tell you on the airplane, put your mask on first. So in the summer, first of all, I live in Washington State, beautiful area. 3 months out of the year, it's the best place in the entire world. The other 9 months, not so much. So during the best time of the year there, I take every Friday and Monday off.
Oh, amazing.
So 3 days.
3 days. And she's an excellent photographer. So she could even maybe sell you some of her photographs for your website. And I want you to tell people again how they can contact you.
That's simple. Go to premiumwebsites.net. You can get a hold of me via email, it's on there, via my phone, it's on there, or you know what? You can even schedule a Zoom call with me from there.
Perfect. And I certainly recommend that you do just that, because Dotty will take you to whole new levels. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dotty.